Colton, we're going to take a look at your video from camp. I'm going to let it run through a couple times, and then I'm going to let it slow-mo the second one, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to break it down frame by frame there and go over your technique and make some comments and some suggestions to help you, buddy. Here we go.
2030.
Okay, let's go right back to the beginning. Colton, we have you guys when we're in the camp. We want you guys to come here, and after you give your name and year of graduation, we ask you to hustle in to get lined up to film you. And the reason we do that is we want you to make it a habit. Right now, when you're at practice and coach calls you into the game to kick, you got to hustle in there. And of course, in a real game, that's definitely you want to do that. You want to hustle in from the sideline and hustle out to your holder so you can mark your spot right here, just like you're doing here. And then that gives you plenty of time to go ahead and mark your steps. So you want to try to develop a routine where you hustle in, get yourself set right here, mark your spot, and then you start your steps. Now, as you're hustling in, and maybe you're doing it, but I want you to start, as you're doing that, I want you to kind of glance up at where your target is. There's your target, okay? Dead center. Let's be right between the two uprights. Be right there between both of them. So glance at that, and then when you get to your spot, also try to hustle in so you line up right there at your spot. Looks like you get your right foot pretty good position right here. And I position when I'm filming you guys, I'm right behind you. So I'm lined up. I try to line up right where the spot is and back here so I can kind of anticipate where you guys are going to be coming. So right there, you get lined up. And right here, see how you put your right foot? I see your tee a little bit. And I really probably shouldn't see that tee. Your foot ought to be right there on that block, okay, your right foot. And then once you get that right foot there on that block, then go ahead and bring this left foot, have it right beside your right foot. Have it real tight together. Just stand with your feet together, okay? Because that looks like what you're trying to do. Some guys may put their foot up here and then step it back, and that's fine too. If you decide you want to put it up alongside the block and then bring it back, but I want your feet together. Your feet are too far apart, okay? Just have them close together, and then you start your step back through. So there's your first one. One, and see how now you bring the other foot, now it's there. So go ahead and start. See how wide your feet are there? Start with your feet this close together. Then there's your second step. There's your third step. And then here's where we got to see if you're aligned, okay? You're at your third step, and now you've got your foot right there. Now go ahead and bring it back to try beside it. So you got your come back to, you're going to your toe. See that right there? Just bring it right back beside it, right there. And have them close together. And then we want to see where your alignment is here. So let's look at this. Okay, so right here is what I'm looking for. We're looking for dead center. We're looking at the ball. And we're finding your right foot. All three have to be in line. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get your alignment. So right here, if you come to here, you see how far your right foot's off? Your right foot ought to be right here on this line right here. Okay? You want your right foot, the football, and your target all on the same line. And these two are on the line, your foot's off. So we got to get lined up. And what that does helps you, Colton. It helps you get in the same spot over here every time. So everything's based. So by doing this, lining up here, your target, point of placement, and getting your foot, you can kick at anything. You could kick at this sign, and line everything up and just be in a straight line. You could kick from anywhere on the field if you'll use this right here while I'm teaching you, okay? What we talked about in the camp. So again, so right here, what'll help you is right here, before you start stepping back, get your left foot over here right beside the other one. Glance at your target before you start back, and then once you glance at that target right there, dead center where you're aiming, then start the steps back, and it'll help you line up better if you look at your target right before you line up, okay? Now you're taking the 3 steps, that's good. So 1, 2, 3, stop. Now this is where you need to catch something like that, but better yet, you're going to be more in line with this right here. Really, your left foot is actually more in line with the target, and it should be your right foot. Your left foot, see how it's kind of lined up with the ball and the target? All 3 of those are lined up, and we got to have the right foot lined up, okay? Everything's all, you're a right-footed kicker, so it's got to be lined up on the right, all right? Now, once you get to here, now get both feet together, get them close together, and then you're going to start your lateral step. You'll just take a lateral. You're kind of reaching there, but go ahead and get your feet close together. Have this, your left foot kind of right beside it. And then you'll take real comfortable steps laterally, lateral. See, you're hopping. Step there, stop, step there. Bring this foot to here, and then you'll step again, okay, with that left foot. So you're hopping right here. Just bring your feet together, stop, and then take your left foot again. Eliminate that hop, buddy, okay? Step, bring that foot together. Once you got them together, then you take another step with that left foot, and then you stop, and you make sure, it looks like you did a pretty good job. You want to do that in a 90-degree angle, okay? 90 degree. So you just look at it. You can talk to your parents or to understand a 90-degree angle, but that's not a 90-degree angle. This is a 90-degree angle, okay? Just think of that. It's just like you're facing your target and you just raise your arm to the left side of you directly and step laterally to the left. So you do a pretty good job, but it's got to be, make sure the angle is just like this. I'll show it to you in the grass so you can see it's just like this. It's just like your lines or a sideline where the lines meet the sideline and so forth. You can see this is the angle we're talking about right there, okay? So make sure you don't line. That way, if you're like I was saying, anywhere on the field, you can be, there's your angle there. If you're kicking from this hash, there's your angle there. If you're kicking from the other hash, there's your angle there. And they're all the 90-degree angles. Same angle, okay? That's what we're looking for right there. So get in your stance. So you hopped again there. We want to eliminate the hop. This really is pretty good right there. I like your foot position. That's a good job. Now in your stance, see how you kind of got your arms up here? Just relax. Just let them hang down. Just let them hang down. Let your arms hang down. You don't want your shoulders tense. There's no sense in getting your arms. Your eyes are looking toward the ball. You can also, once you get into this stance, a lot of your kickers, they'll glance at their target again, and then they'll take their eyes down to where the ball is, where it's going to be. Okay, so you're pretty good shape there. What I'd like to see here, see where you are right here? Now you've lifted your foot off the ground. See your left foot? So, but I'm going to show you something. I'd like you to be more in this. This is kind of your stance right here. So have the foot on the ground and have your body, you're kind of leaning right here, and I'd rather see you, watch how flat you get. Now look how you are here. See how flat you are? You're from your neck, your back, all the way down to your heel. You're nice and flat right there. Well, I want you to be in this body position right here. You're going to be kind of like this here, and then you're going to lean to this. So as that ball is snapped, and your holder raises that hand to get it, to catch it, you're just going to lean to this position right here, okay? So want most of your weight on that front foot, but right now you kind of got it. You're close, but see, you're kind of lifting it off the ground. The other thing is, too, it's hard to see, but right here, you want your kicking, you're going to be planting that left foot about that area right there. You see where your foot is? It looks like you got it aiming over here, and we want to aim it right into here. So aim this left foot, have it pointed right toward where it's going to go. Just makes sense. Just have the foot pointed right toward where you're going to be stepping. So if you're stepping here, then you're going to have to move your foot to there as you go. So go ahead and put it there. Eliminate wasted motion. And again, see how your body's kind of right here. We want this all nice and flat in this stance. Weight on the front foot. Most of your weight, 80 to about 85% to 90% weight on the front foot. Your back leg is kind of almost locked out. And then you're going to lean. This is right there's pretty good position right there. That's real good how you got your body there. We just want to clean up getting to it, okay? And then then as you go here, that's your drive step coming. So you've got it. This is a jab. So just so you know, you do a jab. You're a jab stepper. Jab. There's your jab. Just make it lower to the ground. Just barely come off the ground. And that's your first step, looking really good. Second, that's your drive. Here's your plant. Now, right here, you're kind of jumping. Okay? You're kind of jumping right there. And what may happen here is, let me just watch your steps here. 1, 2, 3. You look pretty good there. I think, see how you're kind of coming back here a little bit? It looks like, and I thought you might be. First of all, you're too far over here, like we said. Okay, a little too far there because you should be right there coming. And then watch how you kind of jump. So you're taking a real wide, you don't want to be as wide. Your steps back are comfortable. See how they're comfortable? Like you're walking backwards. But your lateral steps, you're reaching too far and you're jumping. So you're getting yourself too wide. You should probably be about there on your width. And see, you jumped again, and it looks like you kind of drifted back. Look at the circle here where you're right here, and you end up over here kind of almost on it there. So you've kind of you're not doing a 90, you kind of drifted back on me. Now you're back. So again, instead of doing a 90 like this, you ended up kind of doing it like this. You got to stay right there with it, okay? And so you'll be in that same spot. So right here, if you look right there, you should be coming right across. We're kicking right down the middle, so you should be right in here. Your feet ought to stay in there. Now, if the camera's moving, it won't really do it truly, but see, it's kind of moving. But see how you end up, you're back behind the line, but the camera's still moving too. So it's just, but you're definitely drifting back. You can see in the circle where you're drifting back a little bit behind it. Okay, so what that means is you've got yourself a little bit too far from the football. Okay, you should be up in there. This front foot ought to be kind of up in that spot right there instead of back here. And because that's why I think right here at the end, you look like you're really reaching. You're getting there. You got a big jab. The jab's really good. I kind of like the jab. Just don't let it come off the ground so much. We got to lean to it. You're just going to fall like a tree. You're in this position. You're just going to lean to the jab. Lean first and go to the jab. Pretty good step. Nice drive. But right here, you're jumping. See, you're jumping. I think you're trying to get to it because you're a little too far back. Now, right here, look at your foot. Your foot needs to be, here's the target right there, okay? So we'll show the target. Okay, so you're trying to kick the ball straight toward right in here, right above that crossbar. So this foot, as it lands, your plant foot, see your plant right there? It ought to land, and as it lands, it ought to be facing toward your target. But you're landing and it's kind of aiming over here, okay? So now you got to kind of swing across your body a little bit. Let that plant foot and the one-step drill, we did that one-step drill in the camp as you warmed up. We showed you how to take, a couple steps back, one over, and then get lined up, and you're just going to take one step as you as you kick. One step as you kick. That would be, the one-step drill would be excellent for you to improve this right here on your plant, okay? Your left arm's excellent. Look at that left arm. That's textbook right there, Colton. Look at that. You got that left arm lateral right there. Lateral, and you're swinging it across your chest. You just lateral and bring it right across your chest. Watch it right here. Well, we got to get some of the older guys doing that. Now, your right arm, You got to let the right arm stay out of it. Just see, right now you're kind of getting the right arm. See how you're bending back here and you're gripping your hand. Let the right arm just kind of hang. See how it's hanging here? Just kind of let it lie. Just let it kind of, the right arm just kind of hang and lag back. Just kind of let it hang. Let the left arm do the work. The right arm's just kind of like a rudder, kind of behind. Just kind of, it's kind of a weight there, just kind of hanging there. Let the left arm do it, and let your right arm just kind of lag back. And look how your left arm and your kicking leg, see how they're countering each other. Your kicking leg's coming through, and your left arm's simultaneously coming across your chest. Okay. Now you're kicking off a block, so your foot's going to be a little bit, if you kick off a block, your foot will be slightly back behind the ball a little bit. And it's basically lined up where the middle of the football is aligned with the middle of your left foot, your plant foot. But you got to get that foot straight, okay? Straighten it out there. You bring your foot down. And I think, see how your body, by your foot being aiming this way, your body's kind of, when you're hitting the ball, it's having a little trouble kind of getting around. You try to do it, but you don't want to, see how you're kind of crunching over? If you'll get yourself a little more square, right there, your body ought to be more square to the target as you're hitting it. And your body's still kind of to the right, so your legs having to come across your body. And that don't let the counter arm pull your body down like that. It's kind of pulling you down. With that combined with your left arm, your right arm coming up, it's pulling you back. It's like twisting your upper body too much. See how your right arm is kind of going behind you, your left arm, so you're like you're twisted your whole upper body. Just let your left arm just kind of let it counterbalance that, and don't let it twist. We don't want you going, you're almost like forming a C right here. That's a real bad crunch right there. You don't want to crunch that much. You want to keep your head, see where your head is right there? You want to pretty much maintain it in that spot, right about there. And don't let it go any further, but see it comes on across. Let that leg swing up. Keep that toe pointed. You look like you strike the ball pretty good. See how it compresses right there? You're coming off the ground there pretty good on it. You're getting the ball. But you're kind of pushing it right because your body's kind of aiming to the right there. And your plant foot's off a little bit. So work on that. But other than that, buddy, you got some really good fundamentals. You're doing some really good fundamentals. We just got to get your alignment better, because you've got some really good. You're doing things really naturally. Look, you even got a skip step. Look at that skip. Okay, we just got to get the body turned a little bit more around there, and it's alignment thing that's going to really help you. And I'm confident we worked on it at the camp, and you've already gotten better. This was the video we did early on. Okay, really good job to camp, buddy. Okay, Colton, I'm going to do a little extra video for you, buddy, here. I'm going to show you something here. This is a college kicker. He's a very talented kicker. He was one of our number one guy a few years ago, kicker and punter in the country, and he's about to set some college records at his school in Kentucky. And he's a really talented young man. Once you see him, just kind of compare yourself to him. It'll help you visually there. So watch yourself as he comes in. As you come in right there, mark your steps off. Get yourself set. Watch him. Look what he does right here. As he comes in, see where he's lined up. See how his feet are together? I cannot see the T. And just so you see this, I want you to look at this right here. I'm even looking at him. He's kicking way out in the field. There's his foot. That's what we're looking at right there. And see right there with you're lined up there, and your foot's over to the right of that block. And then you got your leg over here, and it needs to be right here, okay? Just side by side. Just look at him right there, just the same way he's doing. I'm going to show some more as I go here. And watch him. Might as well take his steps back. Here he goes, 1, 2, 3. And he takes a 4 steps so he aligns. So he takes 4 steps back. Again, watch how he does it. All he's doing is this. He's just coming 1, 2, 3, 4. He's taking 4 just to get aligned. And I'll show you what he does, how he ends up at 3. Now, right here's his foot. There's his kicking foot right there. The ball is on the other side of his hip. There's the target. He's lined up right. Everything's all lined up. See how everything's lined up? Okay, let's watch you now. See how you kind of drift? And you're about in the same spot he is right here. But the football, there's your target. There's the football. Let me do that a little better here. Target. There's the football. And there's it's lined up on your left foot and needs to be lined up on the right foot. So here's your right foot here. There's the football. There's the target. You can see the difference. You see how he's done it. Now watch what he does. All he does here, he'll move this foot back. And see how he raises his arm? He just kind of raises his arm and checks it. So sometimes you probably see it on TV. I don't know, maybe you're doing it here. Let me see here. What are you doing here? Now you are doing it. Good job. Look at the shadow. I see your shadow. Look at that. Good job. So right here, this is where, see where you're raising your arm and you're checking it? This is where he's doing it right here. When he takes this drop step, he takes this step right there, then he's checking it right there. Now watch what he does. He's just going to put his foot right back up to the side. Now he's now 3 steps, just like you did. Okay, now he's right where you are. Okay, now watch what he does here. He takes his lateral steps. There's 1. There's 2. And then he pivots to a stance. Again, watch this again. 1, 2. No hop. Okay, that's what you. See how you're hopping? Eliminate the hop. You got yourself too wide. Okay, watch him again. Feet together, lateral, lateral, and then he pivots. We're doing it a little closer there, a little cleaner here. Lateral, lateral, pivots. And then he'll get himself positioned. And look at his foot here in relation to the target. It's going right to where his plant's going to be. See how his foot's pointed there? Okay, and let's look at yours. See, again, yours is kind of aiming over here. All right. Look at his stance. See how his back leg is flat right there? Look at that. And see how yours is you're kind of bending here. And you come in here and you got there. So we want to get this back leg, especially right there. We want everything in the same line. Okay, right now now watch him there. He's glancing. Look at his eyes there. Watch his head. See how he glances to his target? And then watch him look back to his holder. And when he looks back at his holder, watch the holder turn his head to the center. See it? Now they're all set and ready to go. The holder's now giving the center call, and his eyes are focused right here at this hand. Because the moment that hand comes up, his whole body's going to lean and start his jab and his approach. Okay? So right here, look at his body, how nice and flat he is. I want you the same way. Okay? Now, but you get to it, you're more like he is right here. But see how your foot's off the ground? I want you to watch his foot when he goes. Watch his front foot. You barely see how look how low it is. You barely see it moving. See, he just leans and takes that jab, leans to the jab. So I want you to get your body in this position like he is over there. Okay, work on that, and then I want you to do that jab step like he does. See how short it is and low to the ground. But you got a jab now. Now see how your body's good shape right there now. But your foot's off the ground there, and I'm seeing too much air underneath it, okay? And you're kind of like, you're almost taking off on a dead sprint. And it's going to be smoother. It's kind of like a gradual buildup of speed. And the speed, it starts by this momentum where you lean to the jab. Lean to the jab. Lean to the jab, okay? And you're on your jab, and then you start the drive step. There's your drive step. Watch his drive step. Now watch his approach right here. He's not jumping like you. Look how clean he goes. He goes from the drive. He goes from that drive step. He goes right to the plant. Look at his plant foot go right toward the target. See his plant going right toward the target? And you're kind of jumping right here. See how you're jumping? You're kind of real high in the air right there. I love your arm. Your left arm's good. Really good stuff right there. Now look but see how high you are? See, his foot hardly comes off. Look at that left foot hardly comes off the ground. I mean, he's in midair there, but look how high you are. Okay, so try to freeze right about the same place, and you can kind of see. Look how high you are, and look how where he is. He's staying close to the ground. Okay, and then as you finish, watch with the plant. Okay, and I want you to get the plant, and you see how high his leg is right here. Yours is going to get there, but he's got his leg. He's coming with his thigh comes back. He's high. You're kind of down here and back. This is what will get you more leg speed. As you get a little older, you get more flexibility. This leg's going to be here, and that foot's going to be back up here a little higher, okay? Let me get it back there. It almost forms like a straight line there. Okay, so you're going to come back, make contact. Again, straighten that foot out. This foot's got to be toward the target. And you can kind of see, look how his leg, look where he locks right here. Look at his leg position. I'm going to unlock this here. And look at your leg position. See how you got your bent right here? And see how his leg's already locking out right there on the ball. So you're actually hit the ball prior to your leg actually locking out. It just didn't see your leg still hadn't locked out and the ball's gone. Now your leg's locked out right there. And part of that, Colton, is just basically because you got your foot kind of aiming to the right and you're a little far away and you're jumping to the ball. So we got to get that. Now look at now we're going to look at the contact right there. Look at his foot. See how his foot's kind of down and then the foot's kind of out like this. Your foot's kind of more parallel. You got that bent leg, so we got to get that straight, okay? And that's going to come once we get your alignment better and you get your plant foot towards your target. And you might be just a tad bit away for your height. You might be a little bit farther away from the ball, okay? And again, that's all because you're jumping here and you just don't have your foot. You know, if your foot's aiming there, you're going to be kind of kicking. You're kind of almost trying to kick the ball that direction. And your body's just kind of falling. So if it's not where it's supposed to be, aiming toward the target, it's hard for your body to kind of get around and get square on the ball. So you're not really getting square on the ball there. Point that toe. So your foot down. Look at his foot there, how he makes contact with it. See how his foot's positioned right there, and look how yours is. Okay, so we got to work on that. Let your right arm just kind of lag back. Just let it kind of hang. See how his is just kind of hanging. You're getting yours back behind you here. Just like let it hang there. But look at your counter arm. Really good counter arm. Just kind of take it, continue it on across, but right there. Now watch. I want you to see your body when he finishes and you finish. See how he finishes with, look at his head. See how he's just kind of finishing through the ball. I want you to do the same thing. See how you're kind of, he stops right here. Watch his head stops right there. His head doesn't go past his leg right here. See, his head stays right here. And watch your head right there. When you hit, you're going over across. And see how you're losing a little balance right there. And your skip, let your skip, this kicking leg ought to come right up towards your left shoulder. And your skip step's going to go right there toward it, okay? This video is really good for you, buddy. You can kind of see, how you want to finish. Watch this. Watch how he finishes. Again, he's a college athlete. He's much older. He's done this a whole lot longer, but it gives you a good idea. And I want you to finish just like this. Watch how he kicks. He skips. He finishes, and he's done right there. You're going to kick, skip, finish, and you're going to be done. Stop right there. But you can see your body position, how you just didn't get your hips all the way through, and you just kind of crunched and came over the ball. Just let your leg do the work. Let your leg and that left arm do the work. Let this arm just kind of lag. Let your leg come on through just like he does right here. Watch how he does it. All right. Good job at the camp, Colton. You're doing a really good job, especially at your age. You're ahead of the game. Let's stay ahead. Okay, keep working on it. These things are just some alignment things, but this is a good video for you just to kind of see, have you set some goals to shoot for. Okay, great job at the camp.